Truth.
No chaser.
Welcome to Truth No Chaser. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jay.
And I'm Frank.
This is a shot of truth, stirred with bold opinions, reversing the miseducation of the black community as it relates to health and politics.
Yes, and today we have Miss Ursula B here with us from Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together podcast.
Yes.
Love beautiful name. Yes. Today we'll be talking about finding the content that reaches a broader audience. We'll be talking about the upside and overcoming challenges of podcasting, supporting each other as black podcasters in general, and also your goals and passions for your show. So before we get into this, I'm going to steal a little bit of content from your show. It's something that was awesome that I love that you do, and it's a little icebreaker at the beginning of your show. So that's what we're going to do with you today. I'm talking about supporting each other. We're talking about supporting each other's podcast.
Right.
So this is
from
an
your
example
book.
Of this.
Right.
Book out of a page out of your book. All right. So the first question is a music question, and you can only choose one.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready? Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle. You can only choose one. Let me say it again.
Shaka Khan.
Ooh, I like it.
Shaka Khan.
I like it. Listen.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of that answer.
there's really no wrong answers. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But for this next one is so tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Be careful.
So, all right, this television shows, cultural iconic television shows at that. Wayans Brothers, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jamie Foxx, Martin.
Oh, how many can I choose?
You can only choose one.
This one is. So this is how my guests probably feel. Okay. I'll say Wayans Brothers.
Well, it's been real, y'all. We enjoy having you on the show. Check us out next week. Cut it, Tim. Cut it.
Won't be needing this anymore.
That'll be that. That'll be all from Black Girls Getting the Hell Out of there. Getting the hell out of here.
Gotta go.
Stay tuned.
And on next week's episodes of Black Girls Need to Get This Together.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, hey, listen. Let's respect the guests. Let's
Tip, her
respect the
parting
guests.
gift is going to be season 1, season 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Martin Show.
Let's respect the guests. Listen.
May I explain?
You talk.
I mean,
you absolutely can. Yes.
It's on deaf ears, but you can explain
Right.
if you want to.
So it really
This ought
was
to be good.
between Martin and Wayans Brothers, but I watched the Wayans Brothers about 2 days ago, so it's fresh in my
Girl, no. You ain't got to watch Martin for a whole year, and you're always going to pick Martin. You can recite Martin episode that you watched a year ago still.
I loved all four, but
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Martin. I think Wayans Brothers probably was my fourth.
That's my last, dead last. I ain't know
Of-
why we
of-
added
of
them
the
to the
four,
list.
I ain't even gonna hold you
I
up.
thought they were super corny. I'm sorry. Not a fan.
I wasn't corny, but
I did.
But go ahead. All right. So
Next.
Here we go. Next. This time we're talking about Black girls getting their shift together. One of the things that y'all like to do.
Gotta redeem themselves.
Y'all know y'all like to travel. Women be shopping, but y'all know y'all be traveling and stuff like that. So this is a destination question. You can only choose one. And if you notice the pattern in this, you'll see different climates as well. So, of the four, Swiss Alps, Dubai, Paris, Jamaica. You can only choose one.
Oh, Jamaica.
Nice.
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
She didn't even need the time
Of all
music
of
that
them?
time.
Yeah, Jamaica.
Staying on the hemisphere on this side of things.
I love the warm climate.
Okay.
I love the ocean. I know I can get ocean over there, but I love Jamaica. I used to go there a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
What's your favorite place in Jamaica to travel? Like Negril?
Negril.
Okay.
Right off of Norman Manley.
Yeah. Yeah, we always go Mo Bay, Montego Bay, but I've always heard Ocho Rios is pretty good.
Yeah.
I heard it's nice.
I just talked
nice.
to
I was just there.
talked to one of our past guests on the way here. They just got back from Ocho Rios. So I was like, that's where we'll probably go next over there.
Real
Yeah,
smooth.
it's nice.
Real
It's
smooth.
nice.
That's what's up. Okay. And the last one, final. This is not a one has to go question.
Okay.
But you're talking to four before Northerners. Oh no, I'm sorry. Where you from?
Massachusetts.
Oh,
Born and raised.
okay.
You way up there.
Okay, so
Good city.
that's what's up. So my dad lives in Boston, so that's
That's
what's up.
right.
Okay,
We did.
cool. So all right, so
Okay, so all of us.
all right, all of us go there. So because of that, and don't hate all you Atlanta's full type of people. Listen, we know good pizza. I don't give a damn what nobody say. We are, as Northerners, we know good pizza. Here in Atlanta, who has the best pizza?
So I gotta pick just one.
Okay, don't drag me for this because I've given up.
But you already
on
said
the,
Martin's. If you say Papa John's, you say Papa John's. This is
Pizza Hut.
This
No, I'm
over.
joking.
This is really over.
That Pizza Hut.
God damn. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're not my absolute favorite, but they're my go-tos. So Fellini's,
Okay. All right. Good.
You good?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Fellini's,
Bam.
Fellini's,
Good.
Nancy's Pizza.
Okay, Nancy, Chicago
That was
pizza.
really-
Yeah.
Nancy's Pizza, and because it's close to me, Mellow Mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't
No,
do
the-
pizza for
Okay.
Mellow Mushroom. I do like the calzones and stuff like that.
No, they're regular up north pizzas. It's pretty straight.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it'll get you by.
Places like that and like Johnny's. I do like Strombolis from Johnny's Pizza, stuff like
I've
that.
had
but-
Johnny's once
Johnny's,
before.
yeah.
Only one time, and it was
Yeah.
good. It was.
I like
good.
Geno's.
is my
I like-
favorite. That's
yeah, I like
Geno's.
Geno's.
For me, the
Really?
trick
So-
with Johnny's
over
is
there
you
in
got
Piedmont.
you gotta get the full
Geno's.
pie.
It's
Yeah,
really
a lot of New Yorkers say Geno's is the closest because of their crust.
It's good.
Fellini's gives me the texture.
Geno's is from Howard Beach, Queens, by the way, Queens.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah, that's another reason why it's like so authentic. But it is like fire.
It is good.
But isn't it funny how it's just not the same, but it gets
Close.
by
Yes,
good enough and close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
close. So that was it. That was our icebreaker. Thank you so much.
Love
Good job.
it.
What a good sport.
Yeah,
We'll keep you around.
Everything other than the Martin, you know what I'm saying? we might let you let that down, maybe. let's do about 5 minutes more. Anyway.
Wrap it up.
Go ahead, Ashley.
So, Miss Ursula B, how do you go about finding your content? And what are the struggles that you find doing it?
So how I look for content, Instagram is my go-to because I follow, as a fellow mental health advocate, I follow a gazillion mental health advocates, therapists on YouTube, Instagram, and based on some things I've gone through, I just naturally gravitate to it. So that's how I find when I want to have answers.
Yeah.
And it's easy, social media, and I just look it up, and I want them to look like us,
Hello, somebody.
right? I do, and that's how I find it.
When you're thinking of a topic, do you think, okay, what's going to reach a broader audience? Or do you feel like, oh, it's just a good topic, I'm going to go with it?
I
Like, what do you
started
have in
off
mind?
like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things I wanted to find out answers, because I looked at the analytics and I saw that there was a lot of Black women that listen, and I don't know if they watch because my YouTube analytics, I can't really tell, but I do know with the audio podcast. So I would just, well, what would we
you wanna
want to
hear?
know?
Yeah.
Us
Yeah.
as women, Black women want to know, but now I know that it cannot be all about me. And so a lesson I learned, I don't think you know this. I shouldn't say used to be, because I'm going to get back into it. A jewelry designer. Yeah, my jewelry was good. It was in Bloomingdale's.
Wow.
Yeah, both locations here, and Lexington up in Manhattan. They contacted me. But my point is, I would make jewelry that I liked. I'm like, why is it not selling? I would spend hours creating it, and they would be beautiful pieces. So then when I would ask people, well, what would you like? And then I started making what other people like. Okay, now I'm starting to make some money. So I had to take that same concept towards
Podcast.
the podcasting.
That's
good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, very interesting. You know, so you know, we in prep for our shows. That's what we do. We sit around. Well, we call each other and we talk for quite a bit on what's the message, overall message,
Right.
that we want to get out. So basically, what we've decided, you know, as a podcast collaboratively, to be more solution oriented versus, just talking about what's the hot topic today,
Right.
and stuff like that. So I had to come to that realization as well with the, help Ashley J, Tiff, just in thinking about like thinking to myself, like what I find interesting, like, well, damn, that's interesting. I would love to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But having to realize that that's going to be interesting for a minute, for a second. And we want to really hone on therapeutic discussions that are going to live for generations. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody was to watch this, just flash by this, maybe 15 years from now, it'll still be relevant.
That's key. I like that you said that, because I subscribe to that as well. I want my content to have an evergreen effect. Just like you said, it could be 2023, 3033.
Right.
We're still human. So you're right. We want to have some solution based. And if you watch a lot of my content, I like to, we talk about whatever the topic is, but so what's solution based? And I always say that, we're solution based at Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together.
Hello.
Yeah. So then the guests will come in and give solutions, give tips.
Yeah.
People always want to look for help, whether we yes,
whether we ask or not,
whether
we're
we
looking
ask
for
or not, and our actions show it, whether we know it or not.
Right.
And those are equally entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
There's because sometimes people do just find like the gossip and stuff like that, the messiness, the like you just said, shade room-esque topics. They just find those interesting. But like you said, something that you're gonna get something out of is definitely equally entertaining for because for example, it's a you had me on the show. You asked about on your show. You had asked a ton of questions about my dad and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that share my story. That's the reason why we did it in the first place.
That was an amazing episode.
Right. Addiction is what we're talking about, people. But so there's always going to be someone, and that's
absolutely,
and that is, like I said, equally entertaining, and it's not only entertaining, but something that someone's going to get out of, even if it's just like empathy or sympathy and empathy.
Yeah,
I love that.
A small nugget they may take, and they'll think about that for years now when they're dealing with their own similar story that they've shared.
So you know what I've done, and I found the niche, and it's just about doing it some more. It was almost like a test or an A/B, because in the world we live today, people do like the trash TV. I mean, it is what it is. So when
shout out to Bad Boys Club, Texas. I watch it all the time. But go ahead.
So Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay.
My mom loves this show.
Okay.
I think my wife's my wife.
My wife watched that show.
Yeah. So this is the season I skipped out. It was just too toxic. That's a whole nother content
conversation.
Yeah. But so last season or two. No, it was last year. And so I took the topic with Tisha's mom, Miss Wanda, that's her name. I was like, this woman is toxic as hell. So I started thinking, I can mix the two with pop culture and a therapeutic content and solution. So I reached out to a therapist who is now my friend, and we came up with the topic of the mother-daughter wound.
Oh, Tiff, write that down. I like that.
Say that again.
The mother-daughter wound.
Wound. The mother-daughter wound.
And it was so deep because this sister who I have on, she knows how to get to the white meat. And there was so much people just chiming in on it. Her DMs were blowing up, mine were. We ended up doing a part 2.
Okay.
But I realized because I married the two, I mean, that's a touchy subject.
That gave me goosebumps. I'm not even gonna lie.
So mother-daughter wound. Let's talk about that real quick, because I don't know what that is exactly.
So you hear the term daddy issues if a woman has daddy issues?
Oh yeah.
Well, little did I know that there is something called a mother wound, where it would be the mother-daughter, the relationship they have, and the toxicity part of it.
On the same line as the daddy issues.
Yeah. Absolutely. And what took it a step further, people make fun of me on my show because they say, because I'm finding out in real time with everyone else, and they say they see my face.
Right.
I didn't even know I had a mother wound.
Right.
Wow.
I was like, is this shit real?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it is. But my point is that, so it's like Miss Wanda's topic got us in the door, but now let's really talk about, because it can look, I wanted people to know it can look different. It can look as toxic as we see it on the TV, or it could be very subconscious, which is why it didn't hit me.
Well, you didn't even know you had it.
No, ma'am. I did not.
I like that. That's very good. That's very good.
I wanted to, before we moved on to the next thing, though, I wanted to circle back to something, a couple of things that she said. One, finding a broader audience, right? But you were solution minded. We talked about that. But one of the very first things you said was, okay, when I got stuck with trying to find the popular content, and one of the things I always encourage, our crew, and we talk about and encourage other podcasters are, in the world of podcasting, you could really be into basket weaving. And we have to remember the airwaves allow us to have access to a worldwide audience. The thing that stands between us and reaching whoever else might be marketing or just for the most part consistent content. But when you talk about what you're interested in with the broader audience, so it's like a mixture of what I'm interested in plus with the broader audience of that. And so I might be interested in hip hop, right? So I might do a hip hop podcast, but I could just do East Coast 90s hip hop, but I might have to bring in trap music. Say, okay, I'm not in the trap, but other hip hoppers are.
Right.
So that was key that you mentioned, but you said something about analytics. Can you talk about how you leverage analytics with your content, however you do that?
Oh, yeah. So, I would have some topics that would be related to people in my age demographic. So, of course, we're talking about retirement and financial wellness.
High blood pressure and shit.
High blood pressure. Right. And so what I did, I'll admit it was new to me. And in the beginning, I didn't care. I was just glad I got past myself to have a podcast. But then I looked at the analytics and I said, people who are listening to me, at least on the audio podcast, they're almost 20 years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea. So now I'm thinking, well, should I shift it or do I keep doing what I'm doing? So analytics does make a difference. And, I'm not in my 20s and 30s.
Right.
Or even 40s, so where do we shift? So what I started doing to help with my analytics, I would ask a question in my audio podcast. What do you want to hear next time? And slide up in my DMs. And some of the things I hear, I would have never thought about.
But they want to hear you talk about it.
Right.
That's dope.
And so I look at the listeners as my coworker. Because I have a full-time job, right? And so
a part-time job.
And a part-time job.
Right. Said listeners as your coworkers?
I do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're my coworkers because
that's a cool concept.
Right.
Absolutely. Because they work for me when I'm asleep. Because whenever I wake up, I have a message. Well, what does Susie in Anchorage, Alaska want to hear? And she's a sister.
Love it.
So they're my
all over the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All over the world, yeah.
And we're all trying to get our shift together.
I know that's right.
That's what's up. So you said, so that second part to that was like overcoming.
Yeah. So so how long have your podcast been going?
August of 2020.
Okay.
It's coming up on your 30th anniversary. Okay.
No.
So
a lot of podcasts started in the pandemic.
Right.
My mother's just bored.
Just bored.
Shit, let me.
And I did it. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. It literally took me 2 weeks.
And we had people's ears though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and then when people are back active again, that's what we're constantly. That's where solution based going back. To overcome a challenge is being solution based.
Right.
Because you are fighting for the most valuable thing that people have is time. Why am I taking my ride from work or my peace time, my downtime, or my time where I'm cooking dinner, my time where I'm sitting in the airport? Why am I spending that time listening to you.
That's good.
You know,
It has to be valuable. It has to be worth my time, because it's the one thing I can't get back.
It's catching and keeping it though.
And
You can catch
keeping
it, but how are you going to keep
Right.
it?
that's right. That's right.
That's what we're trying to do more of. Is
That's a
Long reach.
before we, because we're going to get into your goals, but that's definitely one of our personal goals, is to
right.
have the audience not just be captured by the caption.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? The title.
Dropping
say-
all these bars tonight, y'all. Caption by the caption.
Captured by the caption.
Love it, Frank. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Spin the bars.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue
He's like,
fish.
It's the hair.
Right?
That's what it is.
Hair made his ass
magic.
deeper.
The magic.
Deeper now.
Captured by the caption.
Be some thinkers, right? You know what I mean? But that a lot of people can, just it just becomes clickbait, right? They look at a title, they say, hey, oh, this seems interesting, and then for some reason 5 minutes too, and they're like, okay, we got enough.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So just like creating this type of dialogue got to keep the people engaged.
Can I add
How do you?
something?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Going back to what you said about the
Yes.
analytics. So I found this on YouTube where it will track where most of your listeners are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm new to this.
Oh, Jay put us on. Jay,
yeah.
this is their number.
So I need to talk to you after.
Yeah.
And your audio will track that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It'll track where your listeners
Where
are
you
coming
listen from,
what
the
continent,
age-
what country,
like
what
you said,
state,
the
what
age-
That
city.
part I
the age
got,
group.
but I didn't know.
Like you said, the age group, yeah.
The gender, yeah.
Now, I was interested in how you found the race, though. You said you found that black women were listening.
Yes.
How'd you find that?
On what is it? Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Spotify has the ethnicity? Mm-hmm. Okay.
See, this is why you should collaborate, y'all.
That's
Iron
exactly
sharpens
why.
iron.
That part right there. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would love to know that.
So that was new to me, and it's humbling because this was my ego. I forgot whatever topic it was, and I was flowing. At least in my no, I was.
You were.
But I was, because when I looked at the analytics, it looked like a flat line. I'm like, damn, well, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got a couple of those that I thought was like, so if you see here, there's this little title right here, it says program director, so I come up with a lot of the content. So sometimes,
you get it,
sometimes it's like a light bulb, like, and obviously those eureka moments could come at any time. So like you like, oh, and you thought it was like an idea that was hitting, so I mentioned it to them, and they're like, yo, that's a good topic, oh, yo, and then we knock the show out. And we'd be like, yo, that felt good.
See what I mean?
And then you go like, look at the analytics. It's like,
Flat line.
yeah. but 6 people stumbled on it.
But
searching for some other shit.
So what keeps your content uncovered is consistent production and marketing. But consistent production, because that might not be the show that grabs me, but it's just like anything else we watch. Oh, I saw this pilot. I never watched this show before. When does it come on? I'm gonna check this episode. You may hate episode 3, but you might love episode 4. But you only watch episode 4 because you watched 1 and 2. So, but if there was no episode 3 and 4, or episodes 3 and 4 came 6 and 7 months later, it's like, oh yeah, that show, I'll get around to it again. There's no sense of urgency for listening more.
That's true. That's true.
That's good.
So those are definitely some of the challenges overcoming. Is trying to keep and grasp their attention and keep it. What other challenges have you ran into? I don't say challenges, but roadblocks.
Okay. So I can answer that 2 ways. So one roadblock was myself. I was getting him. You get it?
I absolutely get it.
I would get inside my head, and I'm creating all of this foolishness in my head. Well, you know what? I'm just going to take a break because I'm not hitting it, or I'll get too deep into the analytics, and I'm seeing all these flat lines. So then I would soft quit.
Yeah.
Right? Just softly. So that was some inner work that I had to do, because I'm creating all these scenarios. Let me tell you this. Speaking of tennis, getting in all these scenarios in my own head. So one day I was playing at tennis, where I told you where I play, and it was drills. So I'm getting ready to hit. Someone yelled, Ursula! I look, and someone at who I went to the gym with, and she said, I was listening to that podcast with such and such topic. that blew my mind. So just my point is, when I think it's the fabricated stories that I put in my head, but somebody else is thinking the total opposite, and I'm outside of the house, outside of my podcast. I call it the honeycomb. So I'm outside of my honeycomb, but I'm out playing tennis, so people are listening. And I remember thinking, Urs, you just put all of that in your head, and she was interrupting my game, which was I was very grateful for. But so I just have to learn to take those voices and just, if I have it, just consolidate it and put it in a container. And if it happens, just try to slow it down and then put it away.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you have that experience with a motivational Monday?
Absolutely.
Maybe like, you know, saying like something that you like, oh no, this is it.
I
this
think,
one right here is,
and that's why I stopped for a while because
Really?
it was like,
You
okay,
get it.
Yeah.
it was like
No, I
6
get it.
viewers, 6 likes, and it was just like the same people. And I was like, well, damn, maybe I'm losing it. So I fell back from probably a good 3-4 months. And then I remind myself, like, I'm doing it for maybe one person, but I'm also doing it for myself because it lets me to release what I'm feeling and thinking in my head. They may not like it, but they're listening. Because then I'm like, okay, well, I see the insights. We watched it, but the numbers don't show the likes, but it shows I watched it. So I'm like, okay, so it's not adding up. But again, for me, it's more so letting it out because I need to get out of my mouth and out of my head.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely relate.
I think we all has this. I know Jay has with Checkpoint.
What is that?
So we had
a
segment that we started off with Jay's Checkpoint.
He's a former cop.
He used to work for law enforcement. Damn, ops. God, you know, he's a cop. You know,
Sorry, former.
Point him out. So you know, and you know, sometimes you just get people that you have social media law enforcement that think they know the law.
Are you
more than the person that actually worked? You understand what I'm saying? So
Get it, yeah.
you know, Jay's Checkpoint was basically it was focused around, you know, the different laws for, you know, whether it be seatbelt law, gun laws, whatever the case may be. And then people just, you know, sometimes you just get the people that just aren't feeling it, like, nah. And that's the roadblock that he got, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, no, people need to know that shit.
Some people really
You understand what I'm saying?
And some people like it.
Some
though.
people say, there's a lot of people that like it, and believe it or not, even the people that don't like it,
they're still
you gotta
watching.
like fucking listen. You understand what I'm saying?
They're
Because
still watching it.
there might be something that might save your ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's
The
right.
same dude that might have called you a coon, or you know, coon ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That same dude that might have took from that message. So, you know, I remember this one corny nigga that I was watching one time. He was saying that I was supposed to wear my seatbelt. Let me go ahead and wear that shit. And then, like, that saved him from ticket.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? Thank you, corny nigga. Appreciate you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, so while he's sitting there like, nah, I can't do this back and forth. Because a lot of us can't be celebrities. Some of these celebrities, you know, kudos to them because they're going to get ridiculed no matter what they do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, so kudos to, and that's just like a little taste of it. You understand? I too, with Frankie Sports Bar, I had one subject that I just knew it was so genius. I was like, oh my God, Frank, you fucking genius. It was my Vardell Hill moment. I thought that shit was going to take me out. I thought it was going to the moon. You can take no. So, but I just thought that was my moment. I was like, yo, yeah, Truth No Chasers out of here after this one. To forget about it. I mean, it got a lot of engagement. It did, but it just stayed right there, and it was kind of discouraging that for a second. But you know,
piggyback off of that, I think when you just said you mentioned the word celebrities, I think that's also sometimes what gets in the way of people who do a podcast.
What do you mean?
Because they look at celebrities who start one and have like 1 million views, and they ain't talking about shit.
That's what Jay is
and
always
like,
getting on me about.
Because we do, we be like, well, so and so, he'd be like, well, look, they already got stardom. They're saying they're celebrity already.
See, if they
come in there.
So if you're a rapper that was already established, you already have somewhat of a fan base. Kind of don't even matter what you talk about. You just have to have an interesting guest on there. And one of the podcasts that he and I like, won't say the name, but honestly, the content is trash. To be honest with you, the dialogue is all over the place, and it's way too long for my taste. But the views are just. It's voted probably like number 1, number 2 podcast, like hip hop podcast in the nation, and I'm like, they ain't saying much of nothing.
You know,
and it's a lot of podcasts, and I know that makes us sound. I know we sound salty. I know y'all gonna say,
absolutely not.
Jealous and stuff like that.
What we're saying is,
but
what I'm saying,
we're just
why I said it, observing, but also
Mm-hmm.
it's to get out of your head, because if you want to start a podcast and you're comparing it to that celebrity status,
Stop comparing.
It's gonna stop. It's gonna get in your head, and you're gonna create all these narratives, and you're like, well, never mind, I can't do it because I'm never gonna be like so and so. F that. F so and so. You do because you want to. You got something to say.
Amen.
yes.
Amen.
I forgot who this Instagrammer was, so I'm not even trying to remember. But one line she said stuck out to me. She said, "When you have your podcast, you do it. Don't do it for the likes. Do it for the liberation." When she said that, my hair stuck. Literally, my hair stuck up on my.
Jay has a. I think
Do you know
one
who
of
I'm
his tattoos.
talking
One of his tattoos
about?
says liberation. Oh, yeah. Jay has that on his own. Yeah, he preaches about that on the retreats.
When she said that, I said,
That's dope.
it's not obviously not about the likes.
Absolutely.
That's number one. Two, God damn, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Do it
Right.
for the liberation, not the likes. So I realized that my ego was in the way and in my head. So, and it's ongoing. It's ongoing.
I saw man. Papa said to that from the shower. Papa's pulpit. He said that shit too. It's like, yeah, he would say the same thing. I get this out of. I do this for my whole.
Papa said?
Papa's pulpit is dope. I don't give a fuck.
It was dope. I didn't write down the bars. Wow, this is up.
So that sounds like that's one of the upsides of podcasting.
Yes.
Is the liberation part,
Yes.
because you're able to say what you maybe not were afraid to say at one point in time, but now you're like, it's my microphone. I got to focus on me. And I'm gonna say what I want to say and how I want to say it. And either you're gonna listen or not listen. But I'm letting it out there.
Exactly. And what I always say on my podcast, that there's healing in the conversation.
Oh, yes.
It really is, because I grew up where emotional suppression was the thing. You would be persecuted and prosecuted for being human. Now I have a microphone.
Absolutely.
And what was very freeing for me, so I had a lot of childhood trauma. And I was afraid to talk about it.
Right.
And I remember being in therapy, and when I first mentioned, I'm crying, I literally could not talk about it. So for me to be on a podcast, and I'm going to pat myself on the back, I counted, talking about analytics, and there's over, I think, 85 countries that I've streamed in, and I'm literally telling the world about, I don't have to go in details, but just the fact that, I had a traumatic childhood, or, the emotional abuse, and I found strength to just say it. And I said, what? I'm healing. Give me this mic. Give me this damn microphone.
I know that's
There
right.
you go.
Give it to me.
We got so
That
much
is
in common.
beautiful.
Like with our content,
that
right?
is beautiful.
Because I was saying that we have so much in common with our content, because you had said suppressing your emotions. That was one of our no chasers a while ago.
Was
yeah. So why do
it?
black men suppress their emotions?
Black men,
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah, that was a topic. So
That's so dope.
yeah. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
So that's
It's
what led
freeing.
me to you when you posted on Facebook with your dad. Oh, I thought I touched your cup. I was almost in tears.
Yeah.
I was just watching, and I said, this is so beautiful to see two black men in the way you were talking to your dad, and the way your dad was talking to you. And I said, I never saw that growing up. And I saw emotional intelligence in you, the way you were talking, and it sounded like it was some childhood trauma also, but I didn't hear any guilt or shame.
Yeah.
I said, this is beautiful.
Well, you caught me at the right time. You caught me at 40.
Yeah, that was.
You caught me at 40. Yeah, but we talked about that on your show.
Exactly.
Because if you would have had the interview when I was like 26,
Same
probably
here.
wouldn't have been the same. Ashley had Ashley. I
Sat
spoke
down
to my
with my
dad.
mom.
She spoke to her mom. So we were both the creators of the addiction show.
I think I'm
Yeah.
going to cry even thinking
Yeah,
about
so-
it.
so,
And
yeah.
he's right. The
Yeah.
older Ashley, because younger Ashley, we wouldn't have sat down.
So we'll do.
yeah.
Obviously we'll share that, and for the audience too. When you guys get a chance to listen to addiction series, Mom, Ashley's interview with her mom was
That's
that was
amazing.
touching too. So yeah.
That was a moment.
Absolutely.
Was it in person or was
Yeah,
it?
No, it was in person.
Same as me and my dad. It was the same setting.
Oh my God. I'm definitely going to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I am. And just a side note, I got a few DMs about you from some of my Facebook friends.
Okay.
They were very impressed with the conversation you had.
Very good. Very good.
So that's what I'm talking about. There's
That's what
healing
we're
in the
trying to do.
conversation. And
Reaching the broader audience, reaching the masses.
and that's what it's
it is.
about.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it's about.
That's generational cycle breakers.
Yes,
Right there.
Yes,
Right.
Growth.
Yes.
Jay, you're going to say something. You want to touch on what you were about to say, or you forgot already?
I was just fixing my microphone.
Okay. You're about to say something prolific, like, and then we kind of cut you off.
Yeah.
But yes, as you're saying, it is liberating to be able to say something you wanted to say. And for that moment that we both shared, for me, was that little Ashley who wanted to say what I've been wanting to say forever, or just trying to figure out, like, to understand her as a woman, not just my mother, but as a woman. And that for me was like, that was enough for me. And that was liberating, and it was free, and it was like, I don't care who watches it. It was more so I needed to get this out.
Yeah.
And just and to hear her to admit it and just be truthful. Like, my mom has, I say never, like, will say the words, and to have her do that, people back home were just like, that
is hitting
that was
me
growth for her. Like,
here.
I was proud of her. Like, I was a little girl, like, clapping for my mom, like, thank you. You know what I mean? And she just left, and she was like, I appreciate it.
Really?
And there was no judgment. There was no, no pity. It was just like, a proud moment. And again, it's the podcast moment. Yeah.
And my dad and her dad communicate often.
Oh, yeah. They're like best friends.
based off that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that connection. So yeah, that was.
Wow.
That's definitely a highlight. In
Absolutely.
TNC.
Absolutely.
Moments.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Just. It's making me a little warm and fuzzy now. It is because you just don't see that, and I never saw that in Black families, because I don't want to generalize everyone, not at all, but just to have that open communication and the open honesty,
Right.
But I haven't experienced it because my parents are still stuck. It is emotionally stuck. It is what it is. However, these two moments, that's the proof that our parents can learn from us still,
Right, yes.
even at their age and elderly age. So that's beautiful. Because your dad sounded so calm when he was talking.
Yeah, my dad is he's going on decades of sobriety right now, and he's counseling now. Yeah, so he's just completely for it. Anybody that he can, like I said, he lives in Boston. He actually out of boredom just went back to work, and that's one of the things he works and ventures out to people and just spreads his words, his wisdom, his experiences, and and how he's coming from a more spiritual standpoint, but if you can change one,
That's all it is.
that's all it takes. So
and that line right there is definitely one of our goals, is to reach just one and change one.
Yes,
we're happy with that. What are some of your goals and passions for your beautiful podcast?
Yes.
Okay, I have a few. So let's keep it real.
Absolutely.
Healing in the conversation, of course, and true.
Yeah.
Even if it reaches one, but it's also a business.
Right.
So a goal is to become monetized.
Yeah, that's one of ours. But yes, we get it.
So on my audio podcast, it is monetizing. It's a small channel, but I'm talking about, okay, what can equal to my full-time job's paycheck and more.
Yeah.
So that is definitely one of my goals. And
What else?
also to work more detailed in the marketing, because again, I can say and have people on whoever I want to learn from, but again, it's not for me. But you won't get that until you have the marketing. So I also learned about the emotional pain points that listeners have.
Yes, pain points is a big thing.
Huge.
You got Jay smiling over there.
Yeah, right.
Feel, felt, found, and Yep.
That's it. You get it, right? Because we can talk and feel good, but people want to know,
Yeah.
and they're very specific, and that's where the listener, being your coworker,
Right.
comes in. They
That's a
have the
good concept.
answers.
Yeah.
And another goal I have, and I'm telling you all now, I'm about that close to it. So before it was this, it was this. Now it's like this. I am going to have Taraji Henson as a guest.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta have her, right?
We went from here to there.
Yeah,
That's
Let me tell you.
okay.
Yeah. And I have proof of it because my first audio podcast, I was just rambling. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I was going to delete it and redo it. But on that first one, on August 2020, I said that I'm going to have Taraji on as a guest. I said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but she is. Well, this morning I had a conversation with her sister.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That stuff is- yeah,
Manifestation.
come on. Yeah.
3 years. Come on
Fruition.
through.
Moving into fruition. Let's
Okay.
Now, true enough, it was through my full-time job.
It doesn't.
It sure does not matter. You're right. Because I've done so much self-work on myself, and I had to let go and learn to let go a lot of dead weight and
Yeah.
baggage, which included people.
It usually does.
But when it was almost like having a chain on my ankle, and when that was gone, I just started spiritually, mentally, emotionally just moving up. So now my personal and my professional are in alignment. So my full-time job, I'm a mental health advocate. And so through the full-time job, Taraji has a nonprofit organization, right? So anyway, say all of that, talk to her sister and convince them that, you should have the event here in Atlanta. And one of the people on the call said, you know what, ditch it. They were going to do it in another part of the country. We're going to just do it all in Atlanta. So I'm this close.
Girl,
There you go.
It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I
yes.
know it is. I know it is. And it's just
Either way, God brought it to you.
Yeah, right.
exactly.
Right.
Absolutely. That's what's up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. Ain't no,
It's going to
ain't no,
Congrats, girl.
ain't no go.
You're
Yeah,
halfway there.
ain't no goal to, unreachable. There you go.
It really,
Let's get it.
everything is attainable.
Yeah, manifest it, baby. There you go. That's
So
what's up.
outside of the goals, what's your passions for the show? What made you want to start this show on August 20th?
Okay. So you see this shirt, right?
Which I love.
So the word shift in the beginning was really shit.
Yeah, because I was about to say it's a unique name. I was gonna ask about the name to begin with, but go ahead. Shift.
There's not a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of shit.
I mean, I like both, but I figured it was a play.
Had a lot of shit going on, and I had work trauma, we'll put it like that.
Okay.
Professional abuse went on, and then I said, I'm tired of being tired. I was exhausted, but I didn't know that I didn't have the language that I was emotionally exhausted. So I said, I gotta get my shit together. So I started going to therapy.
Oh, yes.
I
Advocate.
absolutely love therapy. It's a game changer. It literally changed my life. You get it, sis?
Oh, I'm a huge advocate for therapy.
feel you.
Yes. Yes,
So I started going to therapy, and I just realized a lot of the way I was navigating through life, I was choosing out of trauma responses.
I got a bone to pick with you. I've known Ashley for maybe 2-3 years before I realized she had a psychology degree.
I have a counseling degree, yes. A master's, and yes. But go ahead, you were saying.
Like, she should tell people that so they don't think she's just on Instagram talking shit,
I mean, I have my degree on there, but I says MS in counseling.
Don't nobody
Go ahead.
read no
Really? Well, she's my new BFF, so
There you go. That's
yeah,
what's up.
we
That's
are
what's
definitely
up.
going to talk after this.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I went to therapy, game changer, and I realized that it was little girl Ursula making a lot of choices in life. You name it. I was doing it, but I had a mask on and I didn't realize it. You get it. I didn't get it because
My first book was Mask Off. My first book is Mask Off.
Mask
yes.
Off. That's our first book.
Frank, let's just sign off. Frank.
Let's go ahead and
Black girls get a shift together.
Yeah, just go ahead and mute our mic.
So this is black guys going to go get that shit together. Y'all just
This is
And so,
just go get me some more water.
yeah.
and so going to therapy, and I started getting my shift together. And I know, and anybody listening to my voice right now, wherever you all are, you know that it's dead weight. Get rid of it. Drop it, or it's going to drop you. And if it does, it's okay. Because when you drop that dead weight, I swear to God, you really will rise. I was sitting at work. This was when I was in the dental field, and I was typing. I felt something just say, look up. And I looked up. It was at the monitor, and it said, get your shift together. I heard it. And I say, black girls getting their shift together. I swear to God. So that's how it literally just popped in my head as I'm looking up. I can see myself right now, and I was looking up to the right, just like looking at that. I said, let me go ahead and put this in my phone.
I know that's
before I
right.
forget it. So
Wow.
that's how it all came together. And I made sure that it was black girls, because I know it can be everyone, but I'm for the sisters and brothers.
Come on now.
So I want these black girls to get their shift together.
Isn't it like the feeling? Don't you feel like so elated when you finally like land on it? Like you know that's the one, because we did that. Like, so our tagline, you know, the podcast for black people by black people about everything black. Yeah, but before we got that, it was like, no white people allowed. It was like for black people only. Rule for everybody
Is
black.
that what somebody made a comment on YouTube? So if you're white, I can't watch it.
Yeah. I think as soon as we said the tagline, I said, "Well, I guess that's my exit."
We was like, bye.
But it's just
We got to make a speech, man.
Right.
Just go.
Yes.
He got to make a speech. No, but yeah. But anyway, but like it just. So I can the moment, the aha moment that you had when they said black girls getting their shift together, and when I told them, I said, this is a dope ass name.
Yes.
They said
I was sold. I was sold off of that. I was like, yeah, we gotta have her friend.
Yeah. At first, she was like, "What? But why would you want him?" That's after you say. Actually, like, so. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why were you on there? I'm sorry. Why were you on there?
I'm for the brothers too. I'm for
We
the
are
brothers.
too, obviously.
Yeah, I'm for the brothers.
That makes sense. Okay.
So aside from how you got your name, what is the passion?
Yeah.
That leads this?
Healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the name. Okay.
Healing and generational cycle breaking.
Love
you
it.
go.
Love it. Love it.
At the forefront right there. And I want to normalize the conversation, destigmatize mental health. I believe when you release, it unburdens. Because don't you feel lighter after therapy?
So much lighter.
Out the bathroom feeling about 10 pounds lighter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's how it feels. And so that's what I really want is healing in the conversation so that people can have conversations at a table like this, whether if it's a family dinner table or at work, you know, just realizing how much traumas there around, you know, professional trauma, family trauma. You can fill in the, you know, you do this. So you fill in the blank. So, and to bring the subconscious to the conscious, because we walk around and we navigate through life like I did. So I'm coming from personal experience. That could be another
That's
podcast.
the best part right there. Yeah.
What part? Which part?
Lead from personal experience. That's
Absolutely.
the best teacher.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at with it.
I love it.
That's just
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
And happy 3-year anniversary coming up.
yes.
No.
Coming up in
I'm
August.
trying to think, what should I do?
Well, next year we have you back on the show, you're going to tell me how you had Taraji on the show.
Girl.
And you're going to drop our name to her as well. She
I sure would.
swing by and do a little circuit podcast.
And that's the beautiful thing that I absolutely love about sharing resources.
Right.
Because I just feel that hoarding is hoarding. It's just, for me, I don't think it's healthy.
Right.
Okay.
I really don't. You know, so yeah, why not share it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So how can everybody find you if they want to listen to you more?
Oh, go on all social media platforms. Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together, including the website, same thing. And that's where I'm at. And I'll be sitting next to Taraji at her next
There you go.
table
Come
talk.
on, somebody.
You can find me there too. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Don't forget about us.
Never
Yeah, I mean,
that. Never
listen,
that.
It happened. Now you were with what was it? A radio show, Young Jock.
Oh, yeah. I was on
Correct,
Young
yeah.
Jock. What is it? The morning show.
Yeah.
And on Portia, the morning show.
With the Ricky Smiley.
Portia Bruner.
Okay.
On Fox 5.
Oh, God, I got you. Yeah.
And it was on Fox TV as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that's it right now that I could think of.
I got you. So the movement's it's the
going.
wheels are spinning. It's there. It's in motion. The train is in motion.
And when I show up authentically, I'll reach out to some D-list celebrities, but people know. So I've had a couple people from Ready to Love, that show Ready to Love on, and what is that, Love and Marriage, DC. All they have to say, one person say something about mental health, slide up in these DMs. They come right on.
That's what's up.
Come right on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro. Yeah,
This was good.
Yes, it was great.
You all are
Thank you.
amazing.
So
Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
So we
It was
talked
an honor to
about
be here.
a lot. Want to make sure we give the audience the proper takeaways. So
Yes.
we talked about reaching a broader audience with your podcast, and reaching a broader audience. Of course, we have to overcome the challenges to creating the proper content. So first, let's create the content to liberate, not for likes. We stole that from somebody else, but we're all going to live by that, right? Because it's authentic. It's authentic content.
Yes.
And people can relate to you and relate to your content that way. And then while we're relating to our content, we're liberating ourselves and liberating one another. We have to use our audience to still, what she said, as view our audience as our co-workers.
Yes.
They have the answers to what they want to hear. So sometimes, like she said, when she pivoted from making her jewelry, not just the jewelry that I like, but the jewelry that others may like who are already tuned into me. And of course, we can do all these things correctly, but we have to make sure that, as we talked about from the Truth No Chaser side, we have to have consistency in our production. And the next thing we all agreed on is leveraging analytics. Know who's listening, know how to feed that listener. That goes right back to leveraging your listeners as co-workers. And then finally, speak to your audience in a way that you are solution-minded. People are always, as she said, crying for help. Know the pain points of your audience so you can tie this all together. Be authentic to yourself with liberating content. That liberating content will help you find the pain point of others like you. Leveraging the analytics will help you know who you're reaching, and it will help you know what else they want to hear. And then be consistent in producing that content so they can be returning back for more blessings.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Nice breakdown.
There you
Jay.
go. Yes. And we thank Ursula for coming by again.
Yes,
Black
thank
Girls
you
Getting
so
Their Shift
much.
Together. If you want to know more about Truth No Chaser podcast, you can check us out on all major streams, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you like to stream your favorite podcast. You can also check us out at our website, thetruthnochaser.com. And you can see our content on YouTube as well. But go to the website for any merch, just to know what's going on with us at the time being. So, that website is www.thetruthnochaser.com. Follow us for more content.
And for the video version of this content, go to youtube.com/thetruthnochaser. And Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. You can be found there too, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go.
Until next time, keep walking in your truth, Black people.